Excellent package on World Cup profile with focus on Germany, the defending champions, ahead of Russia edition, of course, happening in 3 months' time. 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia, and of course Germany is looking set to, put up some glittering show one more time and probably win it consecutively and become the first country to do so. But that one, we shall be waiting to see whether it can come to pass. But for me, England, Three Lions, is still my favorite club, despite the criticism and, some sort of mocking that has been directed against me as to why I've always settled on a team that is always disappointing, even when it matters most. Anyway, it's the Fanzone, the fan favorite segment, where we're discussing matters international football. But right now, I'm with Joe Saina. Good to have you. How have you been, and how was the week like in terms of football?
The week was interesting. It was very exciting. It was very exciting in terms of
Liverpool game. For me, was a highlight. The creativity in that team, the depth in tactics that they have, it was simply amazing.
And now Liverpool against AC Roma, beating them 5-2, and Roma scoring 2 late goals after Mo Salah had been, substituted by Jurgen Klopp. Is Liverpool a one-man show?
No, it's not a one-man show. The reason why Liverpool won that game is 3 reasons. First of all, there's the Salah effect. I cannot disagree with that. You have a maverick in a team that lifts up the spirits of all the squad members. So for Salah and his performance day in, day out, it helps. But more importantly, you should look at the tactics that Jurgen Klopp adopted. In the Serie A, most of the attacking teams only use either 1 striker or at most 2 strikers. That's why you'll have Roma defending with 3 defenders. But Jurgen came here with 3 attackers, Mane, Firmino and Salah, who can even interchange at any one time. So it reached a point whereby Juan Jesus, Manolas and Fazio could not do anything. Pace for pace, they cannot catch up with these guys. The cover that they would expect from Kolarov on the left and maybe Del Rossi from the defensive midfield was not applicable. Why? Because already in the midfield you have the likes of the James Milner, you have the likes of Henderson who were bombing forward. So already the midfield was already packed. So it was only 3 versus 3. With that pace and with the likes of Salah and Firmino, they had no chance. That was this. And the third reason for me would be the fitness. The core fitness of this Liverpool team. In the beginning of the season, when they went for training, they had at least 5 hamstring injuries. Why was this attributed? Because Jurgen Klopp adopts a fast pace, high energy, tempo game. So their fitness score had to be right up there. So that if you're coming into a season, you're going for the Premier League, you're going for the Carabao, you're going for the FA, you're going for the Champions League, you understand? So even if competitions, maybe you're eliminated in some competitions, but you're still in the high-ranking competitions like the Champions League, you go for it. And this is the same thing Real Madrid does. It prepares for the Champions League. Yes, you remove them from any other competition, but they believe this competition is theirs. For me, those were the 3 key reasons why Roma were defeated by Liverpool.
Let's talk about Mo Salah factor. We've seen a lot of, talk revolving around the Egyptian playmaker who's attracted huge attention internationally following his, glittering show football-wise for his club, Liverpool. And we've even seen pundits and former players, Gary Lineker, he played for Leicester and Barcelona as well, saying that, Mo Salah is the second English Premier League best player after Thierry Henry, and even some players think that Mo Salah right now as you speak is the best player even compared to Messi and Ronaldo. What do you think? Exaggeration? I think deserving.
I think in the first performance, you would put him right up there with the Messis and the Ronaldos of this world. But it has to take a couple of years to attain
not
that.
One season.
Not one season. You can be again. How many one-season wonders have we seen? The likes of Jamie Vardy's.
Definitely.
We have seen so many one-season wonders. But now for Mo Salah, the best thing he can do now is concentrate on his game. Not even think of when the big boys come for you, the Barcelonas and the Real Madrids. You'll be flattered. You'll think you're the best. But if you can grow your pedigree with that Liverpool squad, yes, now potentially you're in the final of the Champions League, okay? You are number 5 in the Premier League, number 5, 6 on the Premier League. You understand? So what do you do this season to up the next season, to make sure that the next season works well for you as a player, as Mo Salah? These big clubs will come for you. they'll tell you you're the best in the world. That's the same thing they told Beckham. That's the same thing they told Gareth Bale. That's the same thing they told Thierry Henry. That's the same thing they told Leo Messi when he was young. But you see now, they crafted Leo Messi and told him, you know what, stay in one club, let's grow you. Salah, stay in Liverpool, let's grow you. But definitely, if you're thinking of the names of the names that are close to the Ballon d'Or in the next 2 years, he has to be there. Right now, he's a mention.
He won't be shortlisted this time round?
No, he'll be shortlisted, but definitely he's not going to win. But in the next 2 seasons, I guarantee you he's going to win the Ballon d'Or. If he goes on...
But there is an argument that, you know, he's supposed to win it because he inspired Egypt to qualify for World Cup after several years of waiting, and probably if Liverpool happens to be crowned champions of Champions League, will he not be a deserving candidate?
Was Zlatan a Ballon d'Or winner? How many times has he come to the aid of Sweden? How many times has he won all these clubs? Again, is that consistency? You understand?
Yes.
For Salah, it's a consistency. Salah plays on the right, Messi plays on the right. They all cut inside using their left foot. You understand? There's that similar comparison. But I believe, again, give him 2 more seasons.
Liverpool, ahead of their return leg fixture against Roma. Roma did some wonders 3 weeks ago against Barcelona, overturning a 3-0 deficit and, you know, eliminating them from Champions League, one of the prestigious football tournaments. Can they do the same against Liverpool in their return leg tie, considering that Liverpool are heading into this fixture with some sort of injury concerns? You know, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Emre Can are both ruled out, and midfield void being left with now Jordan Anderson and James Milner and Jorginho Wijnaldum. Only the players that Jurgen Klopp will be relying upon for his midfield, Marshall.
Because what I believe, if you look at how Liverpool won this game, the strength was in the midfield. Okay, to get to Salah, to get to Firmino, to get to Sane, it was the midfield. Okay, yes. It was those long balls, those quick attacks, short passes. You understand the mixtures. So what Roma need to do is this. And this is just a personal opinion, they need to buffer up the midfield. Already now there are concerns in the Liverpool midfield, the likes of Emre Can, the likes of Jordan Henderson. There are concerns in that midfield. So what do? Bring all your midfielders and play a holding 4. Okay, a holding 4 whereby you have the Rossi, you have Neangolan, you have all these other guys. You bring in Kolarov from the back to play in the midfield. Squeeze that midfield. Make sure there are no passes from the midfield going to the attack. Just squeeze it inside there. What you'll accomplish is you'll have a big gap between the attackers and the defenders of Liverpool, whereby the ball cannot get to the Liverpool attackers. That's 1. 2, play with a 4-back. Don't play with a 3-back anymore. A 3-back has been disastrous for you. You cannot compare pace for pace with all these strikers from Liverpool. So what you do, play with a 4-back and don't play a high line. Okay, just draw back a bit. Problem with that is that if you get the likes of Wijnaldum, what they'll do is that they'll have long shots towards you. So that's a risk you have to take, and you have to talk to your goalkeeper to be ready for long shots. But just pull back the defensive line. Don't push up.
Bayern Munich against Madrid. Madrid scoring 2 important away goals, though Cristiano Ronaldo was not on target. But Marco Asensio, a man who is giving, probably making Gareth Bale, the Welsh international, not to get regular playing time at the Los Blancos, scoring a brace for, you know, one Zinedine Zidane's charges. What do you think about their possibility of, you know, cruising to the finals, and even the probability that Bayern Munich can pull a surprise away from their home turf at the Santiago Bernabeu?
What I believe was the game between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Bayern Munich were not sharp. They created so many chances, as we know, but they were not sharp. Three reasons again to this. 1, the Bundesliga is over. Yes. So you're just playing for the sake of playing, so that the league is over. Okay, so there's no that sharpness, there's no that eager to get your players into that tip-top shape. Okay, secondly, the injuries that they have right now, the likes of Boateng, Ian Robben is out again. You understand, all these injuries are coming in and they're affecting the game. The third reason, again, for why Bayern Munich did not win this game, they went in with a mentality that Real Madrid is going to defend because they are away. Real Madrid training periods, they train for this competition. They don't play ball with other competitions. This is their competition. Okay, they're not going to come to your place and start defending. They are going to attack immediately. And even the encouragement to them is score them, be the first ones to score them. Then now they start that counter quick-paced attack. And for Bale, unfortunately, there have been rumors that Bayern Munich are interested in him with the growing age of Ribery, with the growing age of Ryan Robben. You know, they are looking still for those type of wingers who can come in, cut in, have quick pace. So for me, Gareth Bale should agree to a wage cut and go to play for Bayern Munich. That's my opinion.
And considering the affinity Bayern Munich has had before for Real Madrid players acquiring James, and probably Gareth Bale might also follow suit. But now, away from that, Champions League football, a day late on Thursday, Arsenal played against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid scoring an important away goal. Do you think that will quash the chances of Arsenal, you know, making it to the finals of Europa League, and probably help them qualify for Champions League football, considering that the fourth place finish in English Premier League looks a little bit and shaky?
What I can say is this, and I said this last week, the best way to win these two legs is to win the first leg convincingly. You know, try and do 3 goals.
That's the sure guarantee.
That's the sure. If you win the first, whether you're home or away, at least you have a buffer. Towards Arsenal played well, don't get me wrong. They played well, yes, but this is Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid has been related to this competition a lot, you understand?
Yes.
Whereby, you know, they tried their feet in the Champions League where a problem was there, and then they said now to go to the Europa League. The Europa League is more of a tactical league. It's all like Champions League whereby you have so many counter-attacks and then score many goals. It's more of a tactical type of league. And going to Spain would be hard. And it will be a hard ask for Arsenal to at least score 2 goals in Spain. I might be wrong, but all I know is that Atletico Madrid is going to bring their A game.
Let's talk about a mouth-watering clash of the weekend, Arsenal against Man United tomorrow. Prior to the fixture, we've seen both managers talking positive of each other, despite that of stiff rivalry existing between Jose Mourinho and Arsene Wenger, who has already indicated that he will be resigning at the end of the season. And we've seen him saying that there is no disrespect between him and Jose, despite what Jose said of him before, saying that he's a specialist in failure. Do you think these are just psychological games?
Yeah, they are psychological games. I mean, the best psychological games were from Arsene Wenger to Sir Alex Ferguson, and now Mourinho now to Arsene Wenger. Tomorrow's game is going to be very special. One, because it will be the last game that Arsene Wenger is going to play against Manchester United, the old rival. You know, the rivalry is going to come back, even if it's just for one last time. It's going to be a tense game. I believe it's going to be a tense game. I am looking at Manchester United edging Arsenal by 2-1, 2 goals to 1.
The secret behind United's victory?
The attacking force for me. Sanchez has started realizing that there are these tactical information that Mourinho has been passing. Now he understands that how Manchester United plays. That's one thing. Lukaku is back on form. All right. As we are concerned about Martial and Rashford and them not starting games, and you know these rumors of them going, we will still fall back to the old guard, the likes of Mata. We will still go back to the likes of Herrera. So attacking is what will help us tomorrow, but we should be wary of also Arsenal's attack. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has started playing very well. He has started realizing that Arsenal is more of a counter-attack team as compared to when he was in Borussia, when he was only the one man up front. Now he has the likes of Ozil coming forward, helping him out. He has the likes of Ramsey coming forward, Wilshere coming forward. So we have to be ready for that sort of counter-attack from Arsenal.
We have to. He's speaking from a perspective of being a Man United fan, and I've just realized he's one. And if you are watching and you're outside there and you're an Arsenal supporter, you need to come on the show so that you defend your team next time. Remember the drill, 22162 SMSs are starting with the word touch, and you can be on the show with regards to the segment of the Fanzone where we discuss international football. But now, still on this particular clash pitting Man United against Arsenal, do you think Arsenal will prioritize Europa League at the expense of English Premier League, considering that their chances of finishing in top 4 are in limbo?
Yes, I believe so, because
And players will also want to give Arsene Wenger a good send-off, and therefore the victory will be paramount.
yeah, it will be paramount. It will be very memorable. You know, it will instill the spirit of Arsenal Football Club. It will give them a chance to go back to the Champions League, although because they cannot qualify now automatically through the league standings. So they will prioritize their game for the Europa League more than the rest of the Premier League games. But tomorrow they will put a good show, knowing that it's still some sort of a derby towards between Manchester United and Arsenal.
And talking about English Premier League, of course, Liverpool playing Stoke in an early kickoff fixture starting 2:30. Burnley against Brighton 5 p.m. Crystal Palace against Leicester. Huddersfield against Everton. Then Newcastle playing host to West Bromwich Albion. Soton, the Saints playing at home against Bournemouth. Then Swansea locking horns against Chelsea Football Club in a late kickoff fixture at 7:30. Let's talk about chances of teams finishing in top 4 in order to qualify for Champions League football as far as English Premier League is concerned. Manchester City has already been crowned champions of EPL. United looks set to finish second on the log, and they are guaranteed of their participation in USL come next season. But where does this leave the likes of Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal as far as the fight for top 4 finish in order to qualify for Champions League football is concerned?
Okay, so for Tottenham, the advantage right now is that they are 5 points clear of Chelsea as we speak. And also I think they have a game in hand. They have a game in hand. Yes, they have a game in hand. So that 5-point gap is very critical for Tottenham. They have with the 3 remaining fixtures, they can play towards their strength with that five gap. As for Chelsea and Arsenal, again, we are looking at Europa League. We are looking at Europa League next season. Unfortunately for the fans, it was a tough league. It was a tough season. But if Tottenham slip up, you remember last week I told you they're the pressure team.
Yes.
If Tottenham slip up, they will go back to the drawing board and ask themselves, from the head coach Pochettino to the staff members to the players, what are we not doing right for the last 3 seasons? If they slip up and miss out on the Champions League with a 5 gap points, then it will be detrimental to Tottenham. Again, we can't be sitting here every day and talking about Tottenham being the pressure team. On the side of the relegation, it is sad to see West Brom going. It is really sad.
Why sad?
It's been a solid team in the Premier League. It has given us very good moments.
They beat your team Man United by 1-0.
Yes.
In their recent fixture.
Yes, they did. But again, look, the pressures that come with being a coach of the Premier League are high. You lose 3-4 games, your form goes low, next thing players are against you, next thing, they're looking for new managers. That revolving doors of managers also causes an instability in these teams. So West Brom, we have Southampton down there again. Remember, Southampton has been the team that has been having this wheel of producing good new players coming up. It is very unfortunate that then they are going down. As for Stoke, they have tried, they have been there for the last couple of seasons, but again, financial play comes about. If you can't get the right players, the Premier League is going to be tough on you.
Juventus and Napoli Serie A title bid. It looks a hotly contested battle, and a 2-horse race, and a lot of fans, a lot of football stakeholders, especially who support European football, are looking forward to a scenario where the Naples can finally win it. It's been several years of waiting, and Juventus have dominated Italian football, winning it year in, year out. What are you looking forward to? And they are playing tonight against Inter Milan in one of the pulsating clash of the weekend.
What I'll expect is, again, Juventus has won this a couple of times, and they've been winning it with the same type of squad, the same old men, the Chiellinis, the Bonuccis, the Buffons. It was really sentimental, and also really moving to see Buffon going to congratulate the Napoli players last weekend and telling them, you know what, okay, you guys are coming through, and you're bringing this challenge towards us,
yes,
that no one else has brought before. But now a warning to Napoli is that Juventus has been known as the sleeping giants for a reason. Okay, you go to them and then you try and test them. These guys are going to come up straight. Tonight against Inter Milan should expect a team that is ready to go for it. This is the only title Buffon is remaining with before he retires, because we know next season he's not going to play. So he has to go for the Serie A title.
So
I believe still Juventus have a chance of winning it. But Napoli can surprise.
Napoli can surprise, and do you think they are rising through the ranks to replace the likes of Inter Milan and AC Milan,
Yes.
whose performance has dwindled drastically? They were the teams that, you know, a lot of, especially Kenyan football followers, keenly enjoyed watching in the mid-2000s, but of late, the standards of football at the two teams, San Siro, has, you know,
It's
gone
gone
down.
Yes.
What do you think about the Napoli now coming in?
Well, you can attribute Napoli to be the new Tottenham Hotspurs of the Serie A. And they'll pressurize you. They have been doing that for the last 2 seasons. They'll pressurize you. But again, getting the silverware is where the problem is. Okay, but there's this new breed of players coming into the Serie A, fast-paced players, whereby the game is becoming faster in the Serie A as compared to when it was, you know, a couple of seasons ago. Towards AC Milan and Inter Milan, AC Milan went through a revamp of the squad 2 seasons ago, where they removed everyone who was there. They started buying new players. Now, to get new players to gel together, even if they are world class, you need at least 2 seasons to make them gel. Okay, a new squad, a new head coach in Gattuso. You know, to get them flowing together, you need at least 2 seasons. So again, it's the hierarchy at AC Milan should sit down and say, okay, let's give them another season. Let's see where we can go with this. We still have expectations that we should be winning the Champions League. We should be winning the Serie A. But as for now, you have a new squad, you have a new manager who's coming in, instilling his own type of tactics and his own instructions. Give him another season.
It's the season of rumors as far as, you know, coaches heading which direction is concerned, and even people getting shortlisted. Steven Gerrard, former Liverpool player and English international, has been shortlisted for Rangers' job, managerial position, and the Unai Emery of French moneybags Paris Saint-Germain has indicated that he will be quitting at the end of the season, and with Arsene Wenger also having already declared publicly a week ago that he will get off the hook as far as being the coach of Arsenal Football Club is concerned. What do you make of all these rumors? Massimiliano Allegri, probably the man to come at the Emirates to take over from Wenger. What's your overall assessment about these coaching rumors?
Well, for Steven Gerrard and Rangers, Steven Gerrard was a brilliant player, and he's a brilliant coach in the academy. But I wouldn't go for that Rangers job for three reasons. First of all, Rangers are trying to beat Celtic. Okay, you're trying to defeat Celtic. To defeat Celtic in the Scottish Premier League, you need quality players. Steven Gerrard is going to get you youth players from the Liverpool youth setup. Guaranteed you're going to get that. Then, after that, will you still have the firepower to compete against Rangers? That is one. 2, the expectations at Rangers Football Club right now is enormous. They want to be the SPL winners next season to beat Celtic. Again, it will be that old firm rivalry. Steven Gerrard, I don't believe he's ready for that. He's a brilliant coach when it comes to the academy in Liverpool. Yes, at the academy, he's still working through to get his UEFA badges, but I don't think he's ready for that step right now. Thirdly, and most importantly, the financial worry at Rangers Football Club at the moment. They do not have the parity to compete with Celtic in terms of signing quality players, in terms of bringing in these big names, in terms of even, you know, equipping themselves maybe with a new training ground, with new training facilities. So for Steven Gerrard to go there, he's going to go there, and the board members have to realize that this is again going to take us another 2 to 3 seasons to compete heavily against Celtic. Celtic is an established club. It's an established place with Brendan Rodgers. It will be detrimental again for Steven Gerrard to go there.
And
if I was him,
play against his former
exactly. If I was him, I would stick into the Liverpool setup as a coach, come up ranking, under 23, reserve coach, and Liverpool, and finally the Liverpool position. You see what happened to Ryan Giggs when he became the interim manager of Manchester United. There was so much pressure on him. You understand? Towards the end of the season, you could see it in him. It's your first job. You cannot have your first job at a high level club. Those pressures are a bit too much.
And finally, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, a man who played for your team before joining Los Angeles Galaxy, has indicated that he will be in Russia to play for Sweden, despite having indicated earlier and announcing that he's retired from international football. There's this dilemma with regards to certainty over his future and participation of, the coveted showpiece, the World Cup in Russia. What do you think about that situation? And even now, Andres Iniesta has announced that now he will also be retiring after winning several medals with Barcelona and with the Spanish national team.
For Zlatan Ibrahimovic, again, remember when we sat here and we talked, he's a maverick. He has gone to the United States, he's playing for Los Angeles Galaxies, he's scored some very tremendous goals, and he's thinking to himself, hold up, I still have the legs. I can still go for one more tournament. And what's the big tournament happening right now? It's the World Cup. Zlatan is a celebrity. He's the David Beckham of our season right now.
Yes.
Okay, he wants to appear in every major competition or anything major that is going concerning football. It will be a boost also for Sweden in terms of the football. Why? You'll have a leader in the locker room. You'll have a leader who will also be your main striker, who will be telling you this is how we're going to play, this is how we're going to, score against the opposing team. He's going to be assisting the manager and the assistant manager. Not only that, when he's on the pitch, you need that command voice. You need someone to tell you, come on, let's pass the ball this way. Don't be disheartened. When they lose maybe 1-0 or they go down 1-0, you need someone to come and talk to you and tell you we are going to be fine. In terms of leadership, it's a brilliant idea for Sweden to have Ibrahimovic back to the World Cup. In terms of being a maverick, it was only sensible for him to play this one last competition, the World Cup.
Joe Saina, a football analyst, of course, joining us on the set to delve into international football, talking about raft of issues football-wise, UEFA Champions League, Europa League, and even English Premier League title. Of course, it's been already won by Manchester City, but now the race is on for promotion and relegation, and especially for Champions League football qualification amongst Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool, with the United already guaranteed of a second spot on the log. Always doing this every Saturday, 1 to 3. My name is Maxwell, and never forget about staying tuned for a repeat program on Sunday from 3 p.m. This is the Touchline, and it's always a pleasure having you on board. Talk to us, continue being part of the show, even as it comes to an end. 22162 is our SMS line. What do you think about Man United Arsenal clash set for tomorrow, and several fixtures lined up as far as Kenya Premier League is concerned, and some of them will be getting televised on Y254 alongside our mother channel KBC. So stay tuned to these particular two platforms and you will enjoy the sporting extravaganza this particular weekend. Joe Saina, thanks for coming through. All the best, and probably your team will be winning against Man United tomorrow. Do you gonna tell people to place a bet in your team's favor?
First of all,
but it's disclaimer.
First of all, it's disclaimer, and it's going to be 2-1 to Manchester United.
2-1 in favor of United.
Yes.
And by the way, my team Nottingham Forest is also doing exceptionally well at the championship. And I'm looking forward to a scenario where they will be promoted.
If they go to the playoffs, I have a very good feeling they can actually win the playoffs if they go to the playoffs. So let's wait and see these last two fixtures. Yes. I'm
keeping my fingers crossed to see my team Nottingham Forest, two-time UEFA Champions League winner, finally participating in English Premier League, so that I can also be boasting of watching my team in EPL. My name is Maxwell Wasika, and this is the Touchline. Stay tuned and have a blessed weekend. Enjoy!